Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. All in Crypto here, and this is going to be another daily cryptocurrency market update. And if you are new around here, every single day at 1 p.m. UK time, we release an update just like this one to help you stay up to date with the latest and greatest things happening within the crypto space and also the broader markets. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. And yesterday was certainly an eventful day. We had a false alarm on a approval of a Bitcoin spot ETF, BlackRock's Bitcoin spot ETF to be specific, that was essentially a mistake made by Cointelegraph. And of course, Bitcoin's price within a matter of seconds jumped around about 10%. We're going to be covering that in this video, recapping on it. And then actually after this, very timely, Larry Fink came out and actually spoke about Bitcoin crypto, spoke about the kind of event and what it represents in regards to pent-up demand for BTC and the broader crypto space. So we are going to be looking at that. I do want to apologize again for the video quality. We are currently away. I'm currently using a laptop webcam. I do have cameras and stuff. It's just a case of getting them set up, which we'll hopefully be doing for you guys over the next little while. So apologies for the video quality, but hopefully the content and the quality of the actual content is there as always. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it all. And I want to start off by, probably a good place to start off is with yesterday's price action. So yesterday, Bitcoin within the space of about a few minutes jumped up 10%. And it was on the back end of Cointelegraph reporting that a Bitcoin spot ETF had been approved, BlackRock's Bitcoin spot ETF. And then, of course, the rumors, the news was rebutted. And, of course, the price came back down. But this is progress, guys. And we are going to go on to our kind of risk-on period idea that we've been looking at and how that essentially could be playing out. You know, stocks did well yesterday, regardless of this news. Crypto did. And, of course, gold sort of having a bit of running into a bit of resistance, you know, still looked rather strong. And this is at a point when the dollar is gaining somewhat strength, but not as much. Of course, you had real estate up yesterday, but the bond market's still getting absolutely thrashed. So yesterday was certainly eventful. We will dive into the price chart, the Bitcoin price chart in a little bit more detail, and then we've got a number of interesting things to go over. But let's start off actually with some comments made by Larry Fink after the whole kind of event and hear what he has to say about this. And I think he's very right in regards to the price action on the news and what it represents.
This rally is way beyond the rumor. I think the rally today is about a flight to quality with all the, all the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism. And I think there's more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. This rally is way beyond.
I still think people aren't quite coming round or appreciating the fact that you have Larry Fink, the largest asset manager in the world, talking about crypto in this kind of a light. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest crypto bull run in history is here. You know, we are on the kind of doorstep of it. And this channel is about making sure that each and every one of you benefit from that. I have been a previous beneficiary of the crypto space and the markets that it brings. And that opportunity is still ever present. And we really are committed to making sure that you guys stay alert to it. We know that there's a lot of fatigue in the space right now. You know, it's been a very interesting market. A lot going on macroeconomically, but the opportunity is ever present, guys. Distributed ledger technology is going to run the entire world, and I want you guys to benefit out of that or from that revolution. So this was huge news. Of course, we know what the price action did. It did retrace. Typically, as somebody that's got a bit of experience in the markets, when you see a real impulsive move and a big retracement like this, it kind of almost sets it up for moving in the opposite direction. And there was a little bit of me that was worried about that. But seeing the kind of follow through, seeing the kind of demand and the euphoria that the space experienced on that news, and that news is coming officially eventually, you know, it's really a very encouraging and positive sign. I think Larry Fink's totally right in regards to it's a kind of, people are genuinely taking this asset class extremely seriously, and you know it's a matter of time before it gets global recognition. One thing that I want to reiterate before we get into everything else is the fact that the dot-com boom got to $5.5 trillion at its height. Okay. Crypto got to 3, which shows me that Wall Street wasn't even really involved in it officially. They are going to be enabled to do that. And with that is going to come the largest bull run that we have ever seen. And there was a very interesting tweet actually from this individual over here, who essentially is saying main takeaway from today: Bitcoin's market cap went up more than $50 billion in minutes, and very likely the money flowing into Bitcoin were less than 500 million. So 100 to 1 ratio. We know this is the nature of market caps. Market caps are very elusive. You know, I could mint 1 million coins, and then I could sell one of those coins and the price, or 5 of those coins for a price of, you know, $500. That would give me an insane market cap, even though that money's not there and really not a representative of the overall supply. But a former BlackRock director said that we can expect 150 to $200 billion flowing into Bitcoin in the next 3 years after the Bitcoin ETF has been approved. This is why it's such a big deal. Keeping the same ratio with 200 billion, we would have a market cap of around 21 trillion. Bitcoin's price would be 1 million. Surely on the way up there, blah, 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 would be people selling, and that, of course, would affect things. You know, it's a lot more tricky than that. You know, you'd have a larger market cap of gold at that point. I think gold's price is very suppressed because gold is an enemy of the fiat system, and that's one reason that it gets oppressed. But I'm not sure. In the future, could Bitcoin have a $21 trillion market cap? Absolutely, it could. Certainly, if things continue to escalate on the kind of economic scale that we've seen them, and certainly towards, you know, with the negative repercussions to the actual fiat system themselves, and certainly debt. But yeah, absolutely, it could end up there. But let's take one step at a time. You know, in the immediate, for us, it's all still about, we're still really trapped in the range. And this was a positive sign. You know, you ran these highs here. Let's see if we can continue to take them. And of course, despite the news being void, you did have the likes of Larry Fink and a rather strong Bitcoin price action. But then again, how much of that is, you know, as a result of what we were looking at, which was a potential turning and a risk on period. So we've had a risk on off period due to the dollar gaining strength on the back end of fears of inflation. This causing sort of risk off and uncertainty, and markets don't like that. And now we're looking at a potential reversion and a risk on period ahead of us. And certainly, since we've been calling this, not Friday just gone, the one prior to that's close, and the week ahead, we really called for risk on coming back based on how the dollar closed and some of the equities and where they were bouncing. Gold's done very well. The equity market has done very well. Bitcoin is now sort of starting to pick its head up. And I think largely we're quite right on that thesis of a kind of risk-on period ahead of us. We will see. For me, it's all about the dollar, where the dollar goes to. You know, you can see the dollar's come down. You know, market's coming down with dollar strong. Dollar coming down a little bit, market's up. A bit of dollar strength, a little bit of turbulence, and now it's somewhat coming down again. This is not a great candle for the dollar. And actually, on the daily, you can see there are sellers here. We did look at a potential head and shoulders that may, let's get rid of these guys. We don't need them now. Forming on the dollar. But you didn't actually run that left shoulder. So maybe some sort of a top forms like that for the dollar, and then we get that risk on period that we've surmised. You know, the property market did well yesterday. The only thing that really didn't was the bond yields, which are set to open down today, which of course is affecting the futures market for the equities, because the correlation between bonds and risk is that, you know, when bonds do well, risk typically does well, and it's all because of monetary policy at the back end of it. But if we look at the dollar, you know, the dollar is in, against other currencies, a key level to pull back at, and this is all kind of supporting our risk on period ahead, regardless of fundamentally, you know, what's taking place. And on top of that, we also have a lot of sort of news for countries that the Dixie is made up against. So countries that have currencies that Dixie is mainly traded against. And actually, we're getting better than expected data across the board, certainly in regards to inflation in other countries, and it dropping, which is good. And we've got lots of that to come. So lots going on, guys. We are going to keep you up to date here on it all at Allincrypto. Obviously, YouTube, we've got Twitter, and we've also got our website. There was news today, actually, that Binance halts UK customers, new UK customers from registering. And this is only temporary whilst they seek regulatory compliance. I actually think there's a positive in this, and that's in the fact that there's progress being made in regards to actually how to become regulatory compliant. And once regulations, guys, are the very thing stopping this space from entering the multi-trillions, you know, the tens of trillions. We're on the precipice of that. You are, and I'm going to say this again, guys, looking at the largest bull market in the cryptocurrency space's history. We're on the doorstep of it. And we've been buying crypto since the start of the year. If you want to find out what I'm buying, where I'm buying, stay up to date with me. We've got a meeting tomorrow in person when we're going to look at our portfolio. Do consider becoming a Patreon. Link in the description. Do check it out. And yeah, I think that's really all we've got for you guys. We've covered the main takeaways. We're still looking at this kind of risk-on period. The 2 trades that I've mentioned publicly that I was in was Tesla and GBTC. Doing well on both of those. We get trades wrong all the time. We get trades right all the time. That's just part and parcel of the course. And yeah, hopefully you guys appreciate this tape. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. I do apologise for the camera quality, but we will be back to normal soon. I'm currently taking care of some family matters, hence being back home. And yeah, I'm going to love and leave you on that note, guys. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next one. Have a triumphant Tuesday.